الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد الأمين ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. Dear brothers and sisters, once a child, maybe at his 16 or 17, I was talking with him. He said, I find a way. Maybe I invented it. And I freed myself from every religion. But I turned my face just to my Creator in order to be sure, because I have doubts about the religion. Oh, because there are many things I cannot affirm them, I cannot verify them. So I turned my face to my Creator and denied all the religions. I said to him that what you are doing is what the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came and invited the people. They said, you have to deny all man-made religions and just turn your face to your Creator, the Creator of the heavens and earth. He said to me that there are in every religion some deities have some names, and I'm not sure about them all. I remember that one time an atheist, the people asked him, you deny the God? He said, which God? And he mentioned some names, and one of them Allah, and some other names. He said, I don't know which one I deny. If I accept one of them, I deny the others. So the best and rational way to deny them all, as if he presents himself as if he is doing and following the best way. But we are doing the same thing when we say, La ilaha, there is no any deity. And then we say, only the one who created the heavens and the earth, only the only one God. That is the exception. And why? Why there is an exception? Because of our very being, because we are sure about ourselves. We are here. And we didn't create ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ? Did they create it from nothing? أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ? Or they are themselves the creators? We have to find an answer for this question. We are not the creators, and we cannot accept and convince then ourselves that we are from nothing. That is the source of our exception. We say the creator of our being and everything we see around us. And that is the solid ground which we reference our belief, and deny all other things which the many deities, names, in false religions, many things like that. And this is the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ثُمَّ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ أَنِ اتَّبِعْ مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا. And we sent a revelation to you, commanded you that you have to follow the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam in his belief. What's that? What did Ibrahim alayhi salam say? He said, إِنِّي وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. I turned my face to the one who created the heavens and earth. Imagine someone saying to you that he, he has a relation, he turned his face to the creator of the heavens and the earth, the creator of him. Then we say to him, that's okay. That's the truth itself. And that's what all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invited the people to. They said, come on, just believe in your creator who created yourself and created everything. This is the truth of Islam. The Islam of Moses, Prophet Moses, Islam of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, all of them. Remember when Pharaoh, when he was about to be sink in the water, he said, قال آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل وأنا من المسلمين. I believed in the one God whom the children of Israel believed, and I am one of the Muslimin. And I am one of who submitted to Allah Almighty, the creator of the heavens and earth. So this is the pure belief, and this is the solid and muhkam in Arabic religion, the truth itself. So it is very simple. And we should understand it as a simple and make our da'wah as a simple. Because look at the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He narrates many prophets, beginning Adam alayhi salam, Noah, Jesus, Zechariah, Lut, many of them. And they are the best servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot claim that we will do such thing better than them all. No. What we need, surely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala narrated to us from them. And when you look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how He makes their qasas, narrates their life in this world, it's very simple. They came to them and said, like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his Meccan period, he just said, there is no God other than the Creator, other than the only one God. And it's very simple. By accepting this reality that there cannot be any deity, we cannot pick any deity from the creatures, from anything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, whether in the sky or whether in the earth, whether in the animals, or even whether in the people like us. The most valuable and the most intelligent being is the human being. And we are one of them. Can we are deity? We know how we have shortcomings and how we are weak. Those others, the animals and others being lesser than us. So Ibrahim alayhi salam said, بَلْ رَبُّكُمْ رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Deny them all, as that child said to me. I said, you are on the truth. That's why we are asking the people to do it. That's the same thing we are doing it. We deny all the man-made religion. We don't want to accept anything with proof. And the heavens and the earth, this life, our being here, just proving the only one creator. Then he asked me, what if there is the second one? Maybe there are two, both of them created the heavens and earth. It can be, he said. Why we are insisting on the one? Yes, our very being here and this life, the earth, the sky, it proves that there should be someone created them all. But why it cannot be two or three or four? I said to him, As I said before, we should not accept anything without proof. We will follow the proof where it leads us, right? The proof lead us to us that there should be at least one God, the one already proved by our creation. But the second is just an exception. You are making an exception and asking me, then give me the proof for the second also. The first one already proven. And we are there, we are staying there and saying that there should be a God. And when you are talking about the second one, we are saying to you, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ. Say to them, bring your evidence. Where is the evidence for the second one? When you look to the sky, can you say this part, it's clear that created by one God, and the other part is very different than the first part. So it is created by other God. No. When you look, you see that all of them, all the creation itself, it's clear that it is made by just one hand. Einstein, one time, he said that it is the most interesting thing in the universe that it is understandable. The most interesting thing in the universe that it is understandable. Everywhere, everything in the universe, it's clear that it is created by one hand, by one creator, because it depends on the same system. When you have a phone from one company and another phone from another country, different brand, it's that there are many differences between them. Even you cannot use the same supply. But when you look at the heavens and the earth and the creation, it says that I am created by the same God. So we stop on the evidence, on the proof, and the proof is for the first God, and we cannot find any evidence for the second and third and fourth. So our belief is not such a faith without proof, without evidence. Our proof depends on our evidence. Subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah created us and gave us these eyes and these ears and our hearts to mind and to reason. When we look at the creation, when we hear the revelation, we understand that, yes, it is the truth that there cannot be a God other than the Creator. So until now, we didn't use any name. We didn't use any name. So that one who wants to deny all the names, he just wants to deny the false religions. And what about Allah? Isn't it a name? We say no. It is in reality a definition of the Creator. It's not a geographical area in Saudi Arabia. It is not something in the sky. It is not a hero from any story of Arabic story. It's not something. It means the only one deity, the only one God. So when you mean the same thing in any language, you are addressing Him. Oh, the merciful. قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهَ. Say to them, you can call upon, oh Allah, قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهَ أو ادْعُوا الرحمن. Or you can call upon me, oh the most merciful. أيما تدعو. By whatever of these beautiful names, when you call upon, you are calling upon me. Because I am the unique, I am the only one. So we cannot say that our God, your God, their God. No, وإلهنا وإلهكم واحد. It's just one God. So it is all God, He is God of all of us. There is an ayah in Quran that says, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ. Say, O people, إِن كُنتُم فِي شَكٍّ مِّن دِينِي. If you have some doubt about my religion, إن كنتم في شك من ديني فلا أعبد الذين تدعون من دون الله. Say to them, I do not worship anything whom you invoke other than the only one God. ولكن أعبد الله الذي يتوفاكم. But I worship only the one who makes you die. One day you will die, right? To whom belongs that hukm, that decree? Allah said, نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت. We have that hukum. It belongs to us that every soul one day should die. كل نفس ذائقة الموت. And I make my definition to my creator, to my God, that I worship that one who made your decree to die one day. We are describing or making definition of our God over him, over his death. ولكن أعبد الله الذي يتوفاكم. Is it clear? There is no any doubt. The hukum is over there. No one can escape from that decree. The owner of that decree, he is my God. I'm worshiping him. So you are under the hukum of that God who made all of us, all of us, die one day. That is, so we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over our observation. So we do not just accept some belief without understanding it. Islam is not such false religion to say something and expect from you. Just say, okay, this is about belief. Don't ask for any evidence. No, Islam is the true religion of all the prophets, not the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ only. All of them came with the same message. So when you read the ayat in Quran, you will notice that same phrase of the ayat, just changing the name of the prophet. لقد أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه فقال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. We have sent Noah to his folk. He said to them, worship Allah Almighty. You have no God, any deity other than Him. And then the second ayah, وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا. And to Thamud we have sent Salih. And he said the same thing. قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. Oh my folk, worship Allah. You have no God other than Him. And by changing only the name of the Prophet, the same message. Those who try to memorize Quran, they love these ayats because it's very easy to memorize them. By just changing the name of the Prophet, you memorize the ayat because the message itself is very simple, and should be like that, because we are all responsible in this life to know Him, whether we are very intelligent professor in the university or anyone in the society. Remember Sumayya, mother of Ammar radiallahu anhu. She was not educated. She was very simple being in Quraysh society. She just heard what he asked Ammar, what is the message of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? He simply answered. He said, we should not worship each other. We must worship the Creator, the heavens and earth, the only one God, Allah. She said, that's okay. It is true. Just by accepting and understanding the reality, she sacrificed herself. She is the first martyr of Islam. as a human being, as a female person. She had such quwwah, such power of iman, and no one could affect it on her and make her give up. It was impossible. But there was no salah, there was no ablution. Still, it was just the message of Islam. And that message of the all prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we do not worship anything but the only one God. And it is the first ayah when we start to read Quran, Bismillah, in the name of the only one God. Bismillah. Because it is our belief, it is the difference between haqq and batil. In the name of the only one God. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ar-Rahman, I am the merciful, most compassionate. As you know, Allah Azza wa Jal have many beautiful names. But he chose the Rahmah because he wanted to introduce his Rahmah to us. He wanted us, when we read the first ayah in his book, so we say, it's nice to meet you, oh Allah, you are Ar-Rahman. As if he wanted to say to us, I am ready to have mercy upon you. I'm inviting you to my mercy. If you are okay, then come on. Wallahu yad'u ila dar salam. Allah invites you to that peaceful land, peaceful home, peace home. So the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clear from the beginning. Bismillah is our roadmap from dunya to akhirah. How? Because Allah said, Ar-Rahman, this is the temporary rahmah in this life, which is general. And he said, Ar-Rahim. He said, I am the Rahim, who will have the special rahmah for those in the hereafter, whom they are. Allah said, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. My rahmah encompassed everything in this life. It is in general here. كُلًّا نُمِدْ هَؤُلَاء وَهَؤُلَاء مِنْ عَطَاءِ رَبِّكَ. We give our rahmah to all of them, those one and the others. In this life, it is distributed among all the people, whether believers or not. But in the hereafter, it will be special for those. He said, فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ. I will write it to those who have the conscience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who have the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal in their life, who acknowledge the Creator. Those who do not say, we are here by chance. There is no any deity, there no creator, no God at all. And deny their creator as if they created themselves, or as if they convinced that they come to ground, they emerge from nothing. Min ghayri shay. We cannot accept such thing. If we use our reason, the creation itself proves that there is a creator, because we have no any experience other than this reality. It is our most positive experience in the life, that if something produced, for example, this phone, we are all sure that there should be someone who produced this phone. With his knowledge, he needs knowledge and he needs material. If we want to do the same thing, we have to know how to do it, and we have to have some material in order to produce something like this. And it is the most positive experience in our life. How can we defend ourselves before the Creator when we die, that we accepted in our life that life itself come from nothing by chance? Allah will ask us, is there any experience in your life? Did you see something like that in your life? Did you accept something like that in your life? No, whether believer or not. So the creation itself proves that there should be at least one God, and we accept him. And for the second, we couldn't find any proof, any evidence. So we refused it. This is most rational approach of a human being. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites us to do it. And he says, after that, if you assume the second God, then you have to know, let's assume it. He said, لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله. And Allah Almighty Himself discussed this issue with us in order to make it clear and make us understand the reality. It's not just an we do not accept the one God and then say because Islam. If Islam said two God, I would accept two God. If Islam said three gods, I would accept three gods. One day, some people said to me like something like that. I immediately answered him, if I born a society and that society brought a belief before me and said that there is a second God or third God, whether in that book or in that hadith, I would refuse it and look for the truth. Which religion says there is no God other than the Creator Himself? I would deny that religion. So we are Muslims. We do not, as Muslims, we do not accept Islam because we have born in Islam society and just because we have heard our fathers says that there is only one God. We picked up this number. It's a lovely number. We chose one just because it is one. No, we reasoned the issue. We reflect upon it. We said, yes, there should be at least one who created the heavens and the earth. And what about the second? No proof at all, no evidence. So we refuse it. Allah said, if you assume that there is a second God, do you know what would happen? لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا. There would be mischief in the heavens and earth. One side to that creator, to that God, he is very powerful, but not powerful over everything, because he is not unique. He is not one. He has a colleague. He has someone like him, very powerful, and he has some creation, and there is a hudud between them. Allah said there would be mischief between these two. إذا لذهب كل إله بما خلق ولعلى بعضهم على بعض. Each one will try to prevail over the others. And there will not be someone who has power over all things. Because by definition, if you want to speak about the one who has power over all things, then he should be one. We cannot say this one has power over everything and that one also has power over everything. No. Even the child would not accept this because you know that the small child, at the beginning, he thinks that his father is the hero. He can, uh, he has power over everything. He can beat everyone. And then when he goes to school, he encounters somebody like him in his classroom. He says, my father can bite or strike everyone. He says, no, it's impossible. My father is that one who can bite everyone, who can strike everyone. And they struggle with each other because they know by definition it should be just one. To that extent, it is clear that our imagination of God, by definition, it should be one. Otherwise, that God should be limited like us. that deity would be limited by the others. He would not be powerful over everything. So our reasoning is clear. Our nature, our creation is clearly reached to that conclusion that there cannot be a God, a creator other than who created the heavens and earth. In his name, most compassionate, most merciful, we began this life and taste his rahmah here. We are already in his rahmah. We are already, when we eat, when we drink, we taste his rahmah. And we hope his endless rahmah in the hereafter. After this life, we hope to reach that ar-rahmah, that special rahmah. Because of that reason, I name Basmala as our roadmap, beginning from the Rahm, which is the womb of the mothers, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. This is the planning of Allah. Purely Rahmah, from the beginning until the end. If you want, sure. But if you deny Him, if you break down the roadmap, if you insist on denying Him, then Allah Azza wa Jal will show you His chastisement. Because you have no right to deny your Creator, especially when you understand the reality. And according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He informs us very clearly that everybody here, even the Pharaoh, even Abu Jahl, Allah made them clearly understand that there is no God other than only one God. They are fully aware about the truth. Because of that reason, Allah named them infidels, meaning that they cover up the truth. So if we utter what we have found in our hearts sincerely, then our nature will lead us to the truth. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us that equal chance to everybody by creating them on this pure fitrah, which leads the person to the reality. If they use it without manipulating it, if they use it by reasoning, observing, and try to find the truth. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lead us to the truth, and I hope Allah Azza wa Jal will give us that successfulness in this life until we reach Him in يوم القيامة. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.